This video, I'm gonna speak about that younger version of you that gets to be afraid when we come in present day situations, when she is reminded of those events that she got hurt. Your younger self got hurt a couple of times, right? And if you haven't processed that pain, this video is for you. For the longest time, I was having issues in relationships, and I was in Morocco all by myself, treated very well by an Arabian family. But at one point, we had a difficult moment, and I got afraid. I got afraid to speak up for myself, to speak about my feelings, and to defend myself properly. I was afraid that my host was gonna kick me out. But I knew deep down that this fear, it was exaggerated. It was too big to be really true, to be only about my host and Morocco. It was about more. And once I found the silence, the peace of fasting, I was able to ask the question. I was able to go inward and I asked myself, what memory is this current present day event linked to? What is this fear linked to? What memory makes me so anxious about speaking up for myself? And then, on a quiet day, and it wasn't immediately, I got the answer. But fasting provided me answers. It provided me clarity and connection to that inner part of me where memories live. Memories live in our bodies, and if we don't process the pain, the memories will keep stuck in our body. And this on itself can be harmful. It's how people get cancer. It's how cells clog up and stick together. Yes, cells stick together if they're not able to move. And with fasting, biologically, we can move ourselves, but we also get that connection. If we go silent, if we ask the Lord for support, He will give us the answers. And I am so grateful that I got the answer, that the Lord pointed me to a memory of my father kicking me out from the house. Yes, He kicked me out in a desperate moment when there was a lot of pressure on my father. He kicked me out and I had nowhere to go. And while I was being brave and tough, I have not seen how hurtful and how terrifying that situation has been, and how I didn't get to talk about it properly with other people after it happened. When we experience something harmful, something painful, it is so needed to regulate that pain, to speak out the words, to name the feelings. So we can go through difficult things if we regulate the emotions. It doesn't have to become trauma. But when my father kicked me out, I was rushed. I was in a flight response. I fled to Paris and then to Cambodia. And I didn't take time to speak about that experience. So my friends, when those emotions aren't spoken about, they get stored up in our body. And they come up later. They come back to the surface in new situations. In Morocco it happened. And it was so interesting that I got to see that I was able to speak up for myself. That the fear was actually pressuring me. And it was not about me walking. It wasn't telling me to walk away. The fear I felt when I was in Morocco was not telling me to go away, but it was telling me this is important. Now, I want you to speak up for yourself, to defend yourself, and to name your boundaries. And this in itself is a scary thing. We are not always accepted for our thoughts, for our needs. And people cannot always understand us, but we need to use our voice and we need to set our boundaries. We need to set boundaries in order to have good relationships. So, therefore, we have to go through the scary part. Yes, there's this famous quote that always helps me. It's from a book of Glennon Doyle, and it says, "We can do scary things." And also the Holy Book says this. It says it many times, because the Lord is with you. And he says it in today's Bible verse. "For I am the Lord, your God, who takes hold of your right hand." If anxiety has been running the show and you feel that there are memories that need to come up to the surface, I encourage you to fast in little steps, to fast for 16 or 18 hours, to skip breakfast and to postpone breakfast until 12 o'clock and fast until 10 o'clock. But those little steps will add up to finding the faith and the trust that you can also find clarity, that you can go on this road of renewing your body, of finding clarity, peace, and ultimately joy. Sending you many blessings. See you in another video.